Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Edwin. I am a 21-year-old student studying dentistry at the University of Adelaide. So in this video today, I'm going to tell you about my experiences moving from Sydney to Adelaide. Moving is a difficult decision for most people. Some people may have never moved homes, while others have to move interstate or overseas for work or study. So I'm going to tell you about my decision to leave my friends, family, or I've known back in Sydney to come into a new place in Adelaide to study. Dentistry in Australia is quite a complicated matter because there are some schools that offer postgraduate, some schools that offer undergraduate. For example, in Sydney University, they don't have, or they used to have, an undergraduate degree, but now it's moved to a postgraduate course, meaning that you would need to study 3 years in a bachelor degree and then do the GAMSAT exam and enter into a 4-year postgraduate degree after that for dentistry. So for me, one of the two options to pick from in Australia were Queensland University and Adelaide University, which both offered 5-year undergraduate degrees. I had some hiccups entering dental school at first. The UMAT exam for undergraduate was a difficult task for me, one of the biggest challenges I faced. So I didn't get into dentistry immediately. I studied law at Sydney University for a year, and after sitting the UMAT a third time's the charm, right? I got lucky, did well, and got offered a place at the University of Adelaide. When I received that offer, I was in quite a big dilemma because moving, as I said, is a very difficult task. Leaving, 19 years of friendships made, families, memories behind in Sydney, and move to a completely new world with no one I knew in Adelaide was a difficult challenge. But I felt, what is life without sacrificing, challenging yourself and getting outside your comfort zone? So after quite some contemplation, I decided to come to Adelaide. And over the course of 1 year, 1.5 years actually, it's been an absolute blast. I've made some really good friends in dental school, people from all over the world, from Hong Kong, from Singapore, from Canada, that I didn't get to experience back in Sydney, which is, I ended up also visiting some friends in Hong Kong over the summer break, and it's just absolute amazing. At first I didn't enjoy Adelaide. I felt Adelaide was a small city, there's nothing to do, but after getting some really good friends, I think it's the people that make a city great. It's not the city itself. And I could go anywhere with these friends, and they make me feel that I've made the right decision coming to Adelaide. What about the dental degree itself? So dentistry is a very unique degree in that we get to go hands-on with inside a clinic, inside a simulation clinic on dummies from pretty much week 1. And this allows us to apply what we learn in theory onto real life situations, which is again something you don't get in many degrees, and which makes me relish my decision to come here even more. I mean, I studied commerce and law previously, as mentioned. Those degrees tend to be a bit more heavy on the theory side. You don't get to apply the law or apply finance until you move into the workforce or you get an intern job. And even with degrees like medicine, which is again very similar to dentistry in a lot of ways, is a degree where you don't get to go into a clinic until maybe 3rd year or 4th year. And this is why I feel like dentistry is in Adelaide is one of the best decisions I've made. So what about the differences between Sydney City and Adelaide City? Well, that was quite a big jump and took some time to get used to. As you can imagine, Sydney is a big global city with about 5.5 million people. Adelaide, on the other hand, many of you may have never heard of, especially some of you may have never heard of South Australia. But it's a small little city, Adelaide, with about 1.3 million people. So the differences is quite substantial. Sydney has a lot more attractions, bars, restaurants, places to visit, and a lot more tourists. in general. While Adelaide, on the other hand, does punch above its weight. There are still a lot of cafes, bars, restaurants, shops, for the locals here mostly. But one thing I really like about Adelaide is the people here are very down to earth, very friendly, and would always help you if you need a helping hand. So it's a great little city for me, and I think studying here, it's very peaceful and quiet, helps with my productivity. So overall, I think traveling to a different city, to a different state, maybe even a different country for study, is an experience that I feel like if you're on the fence about, you should make the decision and do it, because I think the memories you make you'll treasure for a lifetime. The friends you make, the lessons you learn, and the journey at the end is what's most important.